on and shifting our focus, CBSE ignored online marking glitches in the dry run is what we're learning so far. Many problems with the digital evaluation system were flagged to the CBSE by the participants in the dry run that was carried out by the board less than 1 month before this year's Class 12 examination that started on Feb 17th. But the CBSE pushed through the system anyway. We're learning that instead of the paper booklets, examiner used computers to evaluate the digitally scanned copies of the answer script. That's something that you can see on the screen as well, and that was submitted by the examinees, which the CBSE then put on a secure online platform. Students started complaining about their marks almost immediately after the CBSE declared the results of the 12th class is what we're learning so far. But very concerning update coming in. CBSE ignored the online marking glitches in the dry run that was conducted just 1 month before the examination took place. Let me go across to my colleague Kritika, who got us that exclusive detail as far as CBSE is concerned. Kritika, this is very concerning because the dry run was conducted just a month before the examination took place, and there were several lapses that came to the fore that time around. It could have been delayed, but CBSE chose to go ahead with the examination and the OSM marking anyway.
Well, absolutely. Remember, the dry runs took place hardly a month prior to the examinations, and that in itself is not enough time to address the kind of concerns that were also raised by evaluators, something that is becoming amply clear as of today. Now, what evaluators flagged to the CBSE was that there were issues ranging from, say, technical snags, which meant that there were login issues when they first started. The portal could be accessed even beyond 6 p.m., which again raised issues of the security of the information that was stored on the database as well. Teachers also flagged that when they were marking, the answers were getting hidden behind that very mark itself. So of course, there were such sort of technical glitches. But more than that, what evaluators pointed out was that they do not feel that this system, this online marking system, is in any way teacher-friendly or even learner-centric. Now, why do they say that? They said that the teachers were more willing to, in fact, be checking even more answer scripts in a manual mode than they were to check the same number of scripts on the digital module as well. There was a lot of reluctance from the evaluators. What they also observed that such a mechanism wherein on-screen marking is done as per a very defined marking scheme that dissuades teachers from, in fact, interacting with the content in a more comprehensive manner, and was leading to blind checking as well, wherein arbitrarily marks were being, in fact, assigned. Teachers also pointed out that essential facets of evaluation, which for a teacher means to be able to circle mistakes, to be able to make question marks wherever they feel an answer is incomplete, no tool of that sort was made available to these teachers. So even now, when students access these answer scripts, they're not sure of whether or not the teacher is satisfied with their answer, whether or not it has just been overlooked, or in fact has not been considered itself. So such issues, had they been addressed earlier, would have been able to, in fact, keep both teachers as well as students in the same know of how the evaluation has actually taken place. But none of these suggestions were, in fact, included. On the overall as well, evaluators were very reluctant for the on-screen marking system to go live this year and even in the years to come as well. Even in a meeting which happened at the Indian Habitat Center also months in advance of the board examinations, observers and evaluators had told CBSE that they will only be willing to partake in this system only and only when multiple dry runs are conducted. But that also did not happen on part of the Central Secondary Education Board as well. What we are now seeing is, in fact, a lot of outrage, whether it is on part of the evaluators or on part of teachers. Evaluators have continuously, in fact, stressed that the sheets were blurred, that a lot of times there was not enough time that was given. In fact, some of the issues also point out towards how a review feature was not also available, as scripts were being assigned on random. So any form of quality concern that a teacher would have with their own marking could also not be reviewed in a proper mechanism. Over to you.
All right. So several concerns they were raised during the dry run that included the marks mismatch across the question sets, superficial or the blind checking of the answer script as well. But despite that, CBSE went ahead with the OSM marking. Thank you so much, Kritika, for getting us all those details. We have another breaking update coming in. Reacting to the ongoing controversy over the CBSE examination system, Kapil Sibal has claimed that senior officials are being shielded while the lower level officials are being held accountable in this after we are learning that the CBSE chairperson and the secretary was removed. They were transferred. In a post on social media, Kapil Sibal has claimed that CBSE chairman and secretary, they have been transferred, raised question over whether, in fact, there were irregularities when it comes to the contract process as well. Let me go across to my colleague, Meenakshi, who's been tracking all the details. Meenakshi, Kapil Sibal has raised concern over this. Take us to what he has mentioned on social media regarding this.
So, Akansha, you've already mentioned about Kapil Sibal. Let's talk about the other reactions which are coming in, because it's the entire team I.N.D.I.A. from Congress to I.N.D.I.A. party. They are asking some very direct questions to the centre. Politics already escalating over the OSM row. What has Shama Mohammed said? And I'll take you through some other reactions also coming in. Participants in the OSM pilot training flagged the issues in the marking scheme, calculation, technical functioning. Teachers even urged a delay, yet CBSE implemented it for lakhs of students. Mere transfers, not enough. CBSE officials must be held accountable, also tagging, obviously, Dharmendra Pradhan, Shama Mohammed, even demanding the education minister's resignation. What is I.N.D.I.A. party saying? Students struggling. This is Atishi. To even log into CBSE re-evaluation portal, non-stop mismanagement, attacking the Prime Minister, attacking Dharmendra Pradhan. This obviously has been the attack coming in from the side of Atishi. So these are multiple reactions. These are, as I said, many leaders of the opposition, the team I.N.D.I.A, entire team I.N.D.I.A, as we took you through the reactions from Shama Mohammed, Atishi and many others, attacking the government over the OSM pilot training, how issues were flagged, claiming and asking as to why no action was taken. Over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Meenakshi, for getting us all those details. Let me also go across to my colleague Kritika on this. Kritika, politics has started over this. In fact, now the India Bloc leaders, they are questioning why the senior officials are being protected while the lower staff are being blamed. They are also questioning why agencies like CBI and E.D., they are not intervening when it comes to this entire controversy.
Well, absolutely. That is the call being made by Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament Kapil Sibal as well. That why isn't, in fact, E.D. and CBI. Now, of course, this is politicking over the matter. We've seen this happen since the time, in fact, the NEET undergraduate paper also got cancelled. Whether it is Congress or the I.N.D.I.A. party, the TMC, they've all been, in fact, very active and very sharp in their political remarks as far as the education minister is concerned. Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan is concerned. Even as of yesterday, when the crackdown comes in and the two secretary as well as the chairperson of the CBSE gets transferred, all of these parties have in fact termed this as a mere eyewash. This is also something that Mallikarjun Kharge, the chief of the Congress party, also said in a social media post yesterday. In fact, what they are demanding is for the education minister to in fact face action over this. This is the demand of the entire opposition. Remember again, as far as the education issues are concerned, yes, that in itself is quite huge, but these are also, the demographic that is currently most affected is also 16, 17, 18 years of age. So these are also first-time voters. A very youth vote bank is also something that the political parties are also very focused on, in fact, inducing right ahead of major elections that are also slated next year. Over to you.
All right. So the politics has started over this, but the big question at this point in time is why did CBSE ignore the online marking glitches in the dry run that it conducted just a month before the examination took place? Thank you so much, Kritika, for getting us all those details. With this, a very short break. More news and updates on the other side.